There was a gentleman named Dr. Frank Luntz. He works for Fox News, CNN, and many Fortune 500 companies. Dr. Luntz did a poll recently of over 6,400 people. I better set this down. And the question that was asked, he had an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper like this with 10 declarative statements on it. And he was asked, which one of these statements do you most agree with? 72% of the people picked one statement. Does anybody know what that statement is? I'm mad as hell and I ain't going to take it any longer.
Yeah.
Okay? Right now, 78% of the people in America say America's on the wrong track. 13% of the people say it's on the right track. Now, what I want to know is who are those people? What type of medication do you have to be on to think that everybody is doing well? But you may say this is the slowest recovery in American history. And I'm going to propose a point to you tonight. And it's this, and it may shock you, that our government is purposely shutting down jobs, closing jobs, stopping growth in production. And you could say, oh no, that's not true. But I will show you tonight that this is absolutely true because their words do not match up with their actions. Al Franken, about a month ago, put out a tweet. And the tweet said, hey, the government's open again, let's go ahead and start putting people back to work. Where have you been for the last 5 years? I mean, where have you been? And so looking at it, they're saying they want to put people to work, but the government is constantly running interference and stopping business from growth and job creation. So they may be saying one thing, but they're doing another. And let me show you a few points. Let's start with South Carolina. South Carolina is a right-to-work state. And in South Carolina, there's a company, some of you may have heard of, it's called Boeing. And Boeing built a plant down there that would employ 40,000 people. However, this is a right-to-work state. Our government stepped in and said, no, you can't put these people to work. So now Boeing has a huge investment, giant building, but no employees to build any airplanes. No employees have a paycheck. You think, oh, well, that's an isolated incident. Isn't. Let's look at the Keystone XL pipeline. 82% of the people in America believe we should build the Keystone XL pipeline to make us more energy independent from terrorist supporting nations in the Middle East. Al Franken voted no. The Democrats voted no. This is 140,000 union jobs. And when you start looking at the enormity of the jobs that we produced, from the companies that would produce the piping to the trucks that would deliver the items, it is absolutely immense the amount of jobs that this would create, and our government again said no. Let's take a look at the Gulf Coast. There was an accident in the Gulf Coast. There was an explosion. It was a tragedy. 11 people died. The courts ruled it was an accident. Go back to work. Make America energy independent. But what did our government do? What did the Democrats do who are running our government today? They said, you know what? No, you're not going back to work. So 44,000 Americans, 44,000 people just like you, just like your children, just like your grandchildren, who had a nice paying job, who went to work every day, who were paying taxes, all of a sudden found themselves out of work. And now what? 44,000 people are losing their homes on foreclosure. 44,000 people have lost their jobs. 44,000 people and families are filing bankruptcy. Instead of paying taxes, they're now receiving food stamps and dependency on the government. The bottom line, lives destroyed. And our government purposely stands in the place to do that. And when these 44,000 lose their job, there's a domino effect that all the businesses that they're supporting now have to lay off people or close down. So the effect, the ripple effect is much more vast than just the 44,000 who lost their job. Is this making sense to any of you? Okay, I just want to make sure I'm speaking to the right audience. Now let's take a look at this fine young lady over here mentioned a little while ago about the war on coal. The war on coal is in existence, whether you recognize it or not. You can be like an ostrich and stick your head in the sand, but it's affecting you and your energy bills are rising and you're seeing it every month. Now, last year, our government, the Democrats, with the power of the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, changing regulation, have come in and shut down more coal-fired power energy plants last year than any time in American history. Again, adding 17,000 more to the unemployed. The same situation as the Gulf. Losing their home, filing bankruptcy, receiving food stamps, lives destroyed. You think, oh, well, it ends there, right? Sure it does. Have you seen the new mandate? The new mandate now for 2014 has shut down an additional 250 coal-fired power plants, adding to the unemployment roll approximately 25,000 more. I'll continue. Now they're closing a lead plant that has been in existence since 1892. I mean, this was just after the Civil War, ladies and gentlemen. And now they're shutting this smelting plant down called Doe Run. You may think, oh, it doesn't affect me. How much lead do I use? But when you start looking at how it affects business and the people's lives, again, that are going to be put out of business, or are going to lose their business, lose their investment, lives destroyed one more time. Let me add one thing. Your ammunition costs are going up. And that company is being shut down right now in about 3 weeks. It's starting to affect people's lives. Now, maybe I misspoke when I said the government didn't create any jobs. I apologize. There's an organization called the NSA. Anybody heard of them? And they have increased, and now they hired some new people to keep track of you. Yeah, so there's some more people there, so I guess I misspoke. Oh, did I forget the 16,000 IRS agents to enforce Obamacare? Well, I guess I forgot about those ones. They just added another 40,000 bureaucrats to keep track of you. Now my question to you, ladies and gentlemen, is very, very simple. Obamacare now has come, and it is also destroying jobs. Many companies cannot afford the premiums that are being enforced on them. I got a text message from a gentleman the other day who pays his own premium to his corporation. His premium previously was $500 a month, and his deductible was, I believe, a total of $1,500 before his policy kicked in. His new premium is $18,000 a year, from $6,000 a year to $18,000 a year, and from $1,500, his deductible before the policy would kick in went from $1,500 to $15,000. So if you do the very, very simple math on this, ladies and gentlemen, you start with $12,000 of the increase, and then you add another, whatever it is, $15,000 on top of it, would be $13,500. That's almost $30,000 this man has to come up with out of pocket before the insurance policy kicks in. Do you know how much money you have to earn and pay taxes on to have the money to pay $30,000? There are going to be so many people filing bankruptcy and be destroyed financially. But according to these people, it's okay.
By design.
Yes, it's absolutely by design. It all is. And what I would like to do in closing is invite you to go to my website. It's montimoreno.com. MontiMoreno.com. On there you'll find a lot of things like this, issues, and on this piece of paper there are 10 issues. If you like some, we have them ready at the front table here. I won't be here for the rest of the night, but I'll be here for a little while. You can go to montimoreno.com. You can donate money there. You can look at a lot of different issues. You can contact us. You can send us emails. And I look forward to working with you. I'm a constitutional conservative, and I guess there's three things you can do. You've heard a couple other people speak tonight. I have a 10-10-10 program. Give $10. Tell 10 friends. And read the 10 issues. All right, my name is Monti Moreno. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you.
Now, anybody have questions for Monty? Jake, right here, we got one up front.
Yes, have you heard of the flat tax or fair, or the fair tax?
Yes, I have.
And which one do you prefer?
Neither.
Neither. You believe that we should stay with the tax we have now?
No.
Jake, I think your hour is here. Jake and I have talked taxes a long time. Please, share. I hope you hit a home run here, please.
Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, is this on?
Yes, it is.
Constitutionally, it is illegal for the government to collect taxes and take money out of your paycheck. They pass an amendment.
Get real close like this, and they'll adjust to you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. They passed an amendment that you would have to sign something, a W-2 form, and what that would do is that would give your rights up to make it voluntary, ladies and gentlemen, to give up your taxes. And if you did not sign, when you signed it, you gave up rights to say, government, take taxes out of my paycheck. You say, well, what happens if I don't sign it? Well, you don't work. So it's a catch-22. Constitutionally, it's wrong. You can speak to Dave, the constitutional scholar right over here. He will tell you it's wrong. What I'm looking at, I have actually a plan. I haven't unveiled it. I haven't unrolled it yet, but it's called the 10-10-10 plan. Just like I mentioned with you tonight, $10, 10 friends. But this would be different. Constitutionally, what I see is a national sales tax of 10%. A straight 10% national sales tax. There's no income tax taken out of your paycheck. It's when you spend your money, the government can tax you. Now, this may rub some of you wrong, but if you understand what I'm telling you, it will rub you really, really right. It's a win-win for America. Look at the dollars that now will be collected in taxes through organizations like prostitution, drugs, gambling. I mean, these people spend money, the government gets a piece of it. Think about the Mall of America, 110,000 visitors a day go to see it. Many of them are from China, Korea, Japan, all over the world. When they would come to Minnesota, any money they spend, there'd be a 10% tax that would go in to fund our government. That's my platform.
Raise your hand if you got another question. I'm just going to assume this is going to come up. We heard the 999 plan by Herman Cain. You got a 10-10-10 plan. I heard the 110. Where are the other two 10s? I know someone's going to ask that
Come
question.
on now, I'm not releasing it tonight. I'm not.
It's going to be on your website?
But it's not income tax. Is that what you're saying?
No, it is not released yet, but I will release it. I just gave you the first snippet. You all heard the first part of it tonight. Nobody even knows about it. Well, I guess you all do now.
So is this a suggestion that you want to come back to announce it from the platform of the North Metro Tea Party?
That's exactly what
We also
advertise in the paper or in the magazine. It's beautiful. What a beautiful magazine!
Are you going to get in it? Oh, Jake, that's two for me tonight. You got to get 2 orders, Jake. I'm leaving you again. Fat old guy. Thank you, Ronnie.
I'll give them commission. 10% of $0 is what? Zero. Okay, you get the next question.
Monty, I really like what I'm hearing.
Thank you very much.
My name is Dwight McCullough, and I am the underqualified 6th District Director for the Fair Tax.
Okay.
All I'm asking you to do is find out about it, to really dig into it, read it. It's only 131 pages. You can go out. Well, compared to our current tax code of how many pages? But if you would look into it, I think you would discover that it would be a friend.
Okay, thank you. Are there any more
Jack,
questions?
I feel like we have to have this tax debate tonight. Can I unveil the Duesenberg plan?
No.
I can't do it.
No,
I
we
think
gotta do
Ben's on
something
board.
for January, Jake.
I think Ben's on board with my plan. Maybe he'll bring it up in his question.
Hey, Johnny, good speech. I was just curious, do you believe that the states have the right to nullify unconstitutional federal legislation and render it unenforceable within its territories?
Yes.
Yes. That's Jake's tax plan.
Yeah, it's part of it, actually.
All right, give him a hand. Thank you very much.
Jack and I, we have these intellectual discussions, and he is a big